break 961. 961, the Prizm No Huddle one box pick your team. We've got Joe Mixon of the Bengals, Travis Kelce of the Chiefs, Trey Flowers of the Detroit Lions, and we're going to have a auto right off the bat here. And it is a member of the Washington football team, and that's going to be Antonio Gibson with the Disco Hollow right there going to Jason. Followed by Nate Stanley of the Minnesota Vikings. We've got Trey White of the Bills, followed by Adrian Peterson of the Washington football team. We've got a Prizm coming up next, right? Or a blue Prizm out of 79 going to be coming up next there. Sorry, folks, just fixing something here on the computer on my end. We've got Shaq Barrett of the Buccaneers, and then it's going to be a blue Derek Carr of the Las Vegas Raiders. Followed by a DeAndre Swift RC of the Detroit Lions. Then we got Ben Roethlisberger of the Steelers, followed by Max Crosby of the Raiders, Raheem Mostert of the 49ers, a unstoppable Aaron Donald, and Albert Aquabana of the Denver Broncos going to Harry. We've already got the auto out of the way. Let's see what this black and white's going to bring us. N'Keal Henry of the Patriots, Kyle Fuller of the Bears, Trey Boston of the Patriots, the Disco, Aeneas Williams of the Cardinals, and then we've got Brian Edwards, lying in bed, just like Brian Edwards did, of the Las Vegas Raiders going to David. You know that jam, John? No?
I don't think so. Sorry.
It's okay. John and my music taste, not similar. That's BNL or the Bare Naked Ladies for all y'all out there. J.J. Watt of the Texans, Justin Simmons of the Broncos, Shaquille Griffin of the Seahawks. And then we got a blue Jamison Crowder out of 79, followed by Mr. Julian Blackmon of the Indianapolis Colts. Mr. Julian Blackmon of the Colts. And that is going to be going to T-Man. We've got Lamar Jackson of the Ravens, Brandon Graham of the Eagles, Rob Gronkowski of the Bucks, followed by a Disco T.Y. Hilton, and then Zach Bond of the New Orleans Saints going to Brock. Brock, that sounds like a football player's name right there. We've got D.D. Westbrook of the Jags, Derek Carr of the Raiders, Donald Driver of the Packers, the Disco RC Kyle Duggar of the Patriots, followed by Mr. Michael Warren II of the Philadelphia Eagles. We've got Sam Hubbard of the Bengals, Anthony Miller of the Bears. We're going to have an out of 50 coming up after this Aeneas Williams, and it is out of 50, and that is Mr. Nate Stanley of the Minnesota Vikings going to Justin. Then we got JaMychal Hasty of the 49ers going to George. We've got Brandon Cooks of the Texans, Antonio Gates of the Chargers, Todd Gurley of the Falcons, followed by Jarvis Landry of the Browns, and then it's Julian Okwara of the Detroit Lions going to Christina. Got Juju Smith-Schuster of the Steelers, Keelan Doss of the Raiders, Patrick Mahomes of the Kansas City Chiefs, and our black and white is going to be an Indianapolis Colt, and it is Michael Pittman Jr. You know, here at BreakTraders, we carry over the magging of the black and whites, and that is going to T-Man. Followed up by Michael Ajamudier of the Denver Broncos. Alrighty, let's see what we've got here. Stephon Gilmore of the Patriots, Eddie Jackson of the Bears, Ronald Jones II of the Buccaneers, a red out of 50, Allen Robinson II, and then we got Lynn Bowden Jr. of the Las Vegas Raiders. I mean, I would say in long-term value, Michael Pittman's your second most valuable Colts rookie from 2020, but that's also like, I don't think Jacob Eason's going to be much more than a career backup. So, that's where I'm at. Laramie Tunsil of the Texans, Blake Jarwin of the Cowboys, Minnesota Vikings, Kirk Cousins, a disco emergent, J.K. Dobbins of the Baltimore Ravens, J.K. Dobbins disco emergent going to Josh. And then, you know, just as I was talking that trash, it is a Jacob Eason base RC. Jacob Eason base of the Colts going to T-Man. Then we've got Hollywood Brown, Brian Dawkins, the Eagles, the Fireworks, Christian McCaffrey, the Lockdown, Patrick Peterson, and then Jordan Brooks of the Seahawks. Then we got DJ Chark, followed up by Terrell Williams of the Raiders, Cooper Kupp of the Rams, and a blue Jawan Jennings Disco RC right there. And that is going to be number 54 out of 79, followed by AJ Terrell of the Atlanta Falcons. Followed up by Carlos Dunlap of the Bengals, Akeem Hicks of the Bears, Dante Fowler of the Falcons, the Disco Ryan Tannehill, and Jawan Jennings of the 49ers. We got Preston Williams of the Dolphins, Michael Gallup of the Cowboys, Go Hard or Go Home Patrick Mahomes, followed by an all-out Mark Andrews, and then Josiah DeGuara of the Green Bay Packers. CJ Mosley of the Jets, Malcolm Butler of the Titans, Fred Warner of the 49ers, and a red out of 79, Richard Sherman, or out of 50, sorry, 10 out of 50, that's Richard Sherman of the 49ers. And then we got Keyshawn Vaughn of Tampa Bay going to Matinee. And here we go, the final pack. Peyton Manning of the Colts, Dexter Lawrence of the Giants, Michael Thomas of the Saints, the Fireworks, Josh Jacobs, and then Vanny Jefferson of the Rams. Not a super hot box, that's for sure. Alrighty, let's run these down. We have Van Jefferson of the Rams, Keyshawn Vaughn of the Buccaneers, Josiah DeGuara of the Packers, Juwan Jennings of the 49ers, AJ Terrell of the Falcons, the blue Juwan Jennings of the 49ers, followed by Jordan Brooks of the Seahawks, Lynn Bowden Jr. of the Raiders, Michael Jamidier of the Broncos, Julian Okwara of the Lions, JaMychal Hasty of the 49ers, Nate Stanley, the red out of 50 of the Minnesota Vikings, Michael Warren, the second of the Eagles, the disco Kyle Duggar of the Patriots, Zach Bond of the Saints, Julian Blackmon of the Colts, Brian Edwards of the Raiders, Albert Aquabana of the Broncos, DeAndre Swift of the Detroit Lions, and Nate Stanley of the Vikings. And now on to these featured cards. We've got the Disco Emergent J.K. Dobbins and the Jacob Eason base. That J.K. Dobbins going to Josh and Jacob Eason to T-Man. And then we've got the Antonio Gibson Disco Auto of the Washington Football Team going to Jason. And the last one in this break is going to be our black and white, and that is Michael Pittman Jr. of the Indianapolis Colts going to T-Man. And there we have it, folks.